Alright, so today I want to show you how to draw support and resistance. I'm going to show you a few tricks on how to get the right support and resistance levels. And we're going to go top down, higher time frame to lower time frame. We're going to find broader support and resistance and then fine tune them on the lower time frames. So let's get going. But before we get started, I would like to ask you, what do you want me to do in the next video? You want to learn about price action or moving averages? So right now, underneath the video, leave a comment for either price action or moving average. And then I will check which has the most comments, which has the most likes. So make sure to participate now, leave a comment, either price action or moving average, and then I will make a video based on your recommendations and based on your needs. So when we go to find support and resistance levels, I like to start on the higher time frames and then we go to the lower time frames to fine tune it. However, especially if you're a new trader, it's very easy to get lost and to draw or to not even being able to find support resistance levels. So what I usually recommend, especially if you're new, you switch to line graph. And in TradingView, that's very easy. You go here next to the time frames, you have your line graph, and then it already looks a little bit more friendly. And in TradingView, we have this great crosshair feature, and even more important than the crosshair, you can see that wherever my mouse is, there's a vertical and a horizontal level extending all the way across my chart. So you can see wherever you hover your mouse, you can see then it's very easy to estimate and to get an idea, is there really a level? Is there something? You can see, do other highs and lows line up? So that's the first very important thing. And second of all, what I do is that I start on the right-hand side always, because the right-hand side, obviously that's the most recent price action. It has way more importance than what has happened on the left. Of course, it would be nice if we can get support and resistance levels that stretch across the whole chart, but we'll see. We'll start with the right first, and then we'll see, do they also align on the left. And then as a last tip, what I do is that I first focus on the big swings. I focus on what are the big swing points that really stand out, and that's where I start drawing my support and resistance levels, and then fine-tune them later on. So in here as well, another one. I remove my drawings, and in TradingView I will use this horizontal line tool. And then, because we're just getting started and we just want to get a rough idea, I will just put those lines on those swings that really stand out. So here, for example, then I will put one around here. I expect to see some resistance level. And right now it's not about making it perfect. We just want to get a first idea. Just get the levels down, and then we will fine tune them on the lower time frame. So you can see, I want to see, what does this level have here? Does it carry any weight on the lower time frames? Here is a very important swing high. Here is the most recent swing low. Here's also a swing low, probably not as important, but we can put it down here. Here are two lows that line up. I want to see how does it look on the lower time frames. Here you can see there's some level, and here there are two swings which really stand out. And if you go to the right, you can see there's some price action as well. And then somewhere around here, you can see there are some highs that stand out. And then obviously the lowest low here. Obviously this is the daily chart, so we may not even need to have those lower ones, because it will take the price weeks and weeks to get there, but yeah, it doesn't hurt, and this is just a practice. And the goal of this is that we want to end up with support and resistance levels that we can use then on the lower time frames in the next few days. So first of all, we could go down to the lower time frame, or you could also turn on the candles to see, okay, how does it actually look like? And then we can already dismiss some levels. So, okay, I should choose a different color. All right, so here, this is why I have this level on the charts, but you can see here, the market didn't care at all. Here we have a little bit of a reaction. Here then this retest. But overall, especially in the most recent chart here as well, the market completely ignored the level. So I will just take this level off. And so I will slowly fine tune the levels. You can see this level. We can adjust a little bit to make it fit to the lows, and it also snaps still here. That is good. Here, this level, I'm not sure. It has here, obviously, it's back to red. It has some reaction here. Here, not at all. Here, not as much as well. So that's not great. I will leave this on, and I want to observe how does this look on the lower, on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Here's probably also a level that I may have overseen, or it wasn't as obvious on the higher time frame or on the line graph. So I will put it back in. So this seems to be quite an important level, you can see here. And I want to check, why didn't I see this on the... Okay, I should have maybe... Yeah, it's not as clear. Probably somewhere like here. Let's put it on. Yeah, that's not too bad. Here the market didn't care about this level at all. A little bit of a reaction here. Here not at all. Not at all. But here, and this is the most recent price action, that's the most important part of support and resistance. So I'll leave this on and then we'll go to the lower time frame. This level I think is totally fine around here. Then this level here captures the last swing low or swing high. And it's very common to see that whenever the market has had a previous swing high as a resistance, it's very often to see that when the market comes back to give us some form of reaction here. So that's why I will leave this on. This level, for example, I don't think this is necessary. Here we have 2 support points, but here not at all. So this is, the market clearly didn't care about this level at all anymore. So let's, yeah, maybe that's, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see, okay, if we adjust it like this, maybe we can still get something out of it. You can see we have resistance, support, support here, and then we overshoot it a little bit, but there's also going to be a huge demand area in here. So we can leave it on. I will draw my demand here so that I don't forget what this is. You should have, if you don't know what supply and demand is, watch my latest video or the video before that, where I talk about supply and demand. And the other level, this is good, we can leave it on, and this one as well. So okay, cool, that's good. Let's go to the lower time frame, and we want to go to the 4 hour and check, does this hold up here in any way. Alright, so this level doesn't seem to improve on the lower time frames. Here you can see no reaction at all. So I don't want to end up with too many levels. The fewer levels, usually the better it is. We can also add moving averages later on. Here's, you can see here's some type of flip zone, but then the market didn't care at all about this level, so that's not good. We don't need it. You only want to have the most important swing highs and lows. That's the fewer levels you have, the better. Otherwise, you will end up with analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis. I think that's the way to put it. And I think many people will be able to relate to that. Once you have so much stuff on your charts that you are too scared or just don't know what to do anymore with your price action. But I think this looks overall pretty good. We have captured levels above the current price. We have level below the current price. Here's another one. Let's just see, where is this coming from? Okay, that's this swing high. Here's our supply level. Yeah, I think this is good enough for the next few days at least, and then you can come back to this maybe at the end of the week. Here's also going to be a huge demand level in here, which we need to draw as well. You could check, for example, what I like to do is the moving average, the 50 period, or the 50 period from the weekly time frame, for example. Where does this fall? It's right here. Okay, very interesting, right at this previous support area, so very important cluster here as well. I don't see currently a big or any Fibonacci that we should draw in, or that would make a lot of sense. We could check, okay, maybe what is the big move here? We want to go from the high to the low. But yeah, you can see we don't get anything really amazing new out of it. So I think if you trade the lower time frames, those are the levels that you want to have. You could also draw in round numbers if that is something that you are interested in. But you can see here 84 falls into our supply zone. 85 is actually where the market is right now. Yeah, so I think if you want to prepare your charts for the next few days, this is it. You can obviously then go to the 1 hour and then look for micro support and resistance levels. So those are the ones that are currently based on the 1 hour, but I don't think you will get anything more meaningful out of it. And again, I would always recommend try to keep as few levels as you can on your charts so you don't overwhelm yourself. The most important 2 or 3 levels below current price, the most 2 or 3 levels, important levels above current price, and that's it. Let's do another example here on the euro US dollar. We want to start on a daily chart. You can see this is the weekly moving average where the price currently is, so that's already something that we can address later on. And let's first switch back to the line graph. And you can see now it's already much clearer, and we want to grab our line graph tool or line tool. And then we will just start plotting in support and resistance. So here, obviously, the most important recent swing high. Then here seems to be something, highs and lows. Here, obviously, huge level support turns into resistance on the breakout. Here, maybe it's even going to line up if there's some volatility. Here seems to be something, not as clear where it's going to be, but we'll figure this out. Or you can see this level lines up here very nicely. This level doesn't line up too much. It doesn't really make sense to draw in this level, especially if you want to draw a trade to 4 hour or 1 hour. This is just too far away and it's just not necessary. Then in here, somewhere I expect to see some level. And you can see we have some low high here and then the highest high here. So somewhere in here, we'll fine tune this on the lower time frames. And then here as well, I expect or suspect here, you can see we have some support, some resistance, support. So somewhere in here is going to be a level, but down here it's, yeah, that's not necessary. This is too far away from current price action. And yeah, I think that's it. Here's the most recent bounce, which lines up here. Here probably not too much. Here as well not. I don't think this matters, but we'll see on the lower time frames. All right, I think this is good for now. Let's turn on the candles and see, can we adjust it? And yeah, this level doesn't look too good except for the most recent bounce. Does it fall into the, yeah, it's not at the 50, but it's close. Here's the just one swing low, but there's no other area as support here in the past. This looks good. We can leave this one around here. Yeah, 2 last highs looks good. This level is fine. This level is fine. Okay, let's see. This is, where do we have the level here? Here we have a level. Here's the top, but this is a huge volatility move. So yeah, if this breaks the level and violates it for a few points, that's not too important. And you can see here seems to be the general agreement on the level. You can see we have resistance, and then here we have our breakout buildup. So that's good. That seems to be the level here. It's the 114.2 number. Not really impressive, or not an impressive route number. Yeah, and I think this looks good. On the lower time frames, you may use this one for short-term bounce. Yeah, let's see, 4 hour. Okay, this looks good. Here we have some violations of the level, but I think it's still very valid to have it. You could even adjust it. To get the most recent price action, we could move the level a little bit higher. So you can see we catch the lows here and the highs here. Here we have a violation, but it's totally fine. And you can see it still holds up here. So this level, I think, totally fine. And to adjust it to make it fit to the most recent price action, we can move it here. It's also very close to the big round number 120. I'm not happy about this level, so we can probably move this up. I think overall here it looks quite nice. Let's just confirm. Yeah, you can see this not too bad. We have a resistance, support, and then here not too much. Does it have any? Oh, no, I forgot. It's 122.241. Yeah, a little bit of support here as well. So this is okay. We can adjust it. And sometimes you will see that going forward, moving support and resistance levels will shift slightly. That's totally fine. Price is very dynamic, so you have to go with the flow. But I think this looks more reasonable to have it here. So we are not cutting through too many levels. Yeah, I think this is good. Here we have a zone, so I would definitely not trade within the zone. I would wait for trading opportunities outside of it. So it's good. This looks good. This looks good. All right. We may have a Fibonacci A, B, although the C point is probably quite high. I'm not sure if this lines up. Let's see. A, B. Yeah, it's violating a little bit. And Okay, that's interesting. 161 has been hit to the pip. So this fib is already done. Do we have a big fib from here to here? Yeah, okay, this is a, 61 lines up here as well, so that's why this is such a huge level. 50 lines up here, roughly where we have our other level. Yeah, okay, interesting. And you could also check where's the daily time frame, because the daily also has a lot of weight, obviously. So the daily 50 period moving average, where do we have it? Okay, the price seems to just have crossed below it after making a trend change. Yeah, so this looks good. I think we can leave it at that. We have all the levels that we need going forward for the next few days at least. Yeah, I think this is totally fine. On the higher time frame, you can see the market has made a change from higher highs and higher lows to lower highs and lower lows. So that's interesting. So what you would generally do is then wait for pullbacks, wait for the market to make a pullback, and then wait for trend continuation plays. Or if your higher time frame is your weekly. By the way, here's a very interesting tool. You can hide all the drawing tools to just look at pure price. And you can see on the weekly as well, the market has dipped. Oh no, that's the daily, obviously. Okay, the market is just here at the 50. So it will be interesting. It's already a 1 hour trend change, but on the daily, on the weekly, it could be also just a pullback here. So that will be very interesting to see. And remember, this was a big cluster that we found here, the fib as well. So may as well be a pullback. So this level here is going to be a major one. Is it continuing the daily, the weekly uptrend, or following through on this trend change here that we see already on the daily? All right, but I think this is it for this pair. Control and Z brings back all our drawings. Okay, and then that's it. Yeah, so this is how you draw support and resistance. Obviously just a very basic introduction, but I think if you are not 100% confident on how to use those things, this may give you some idea. And again, don't forget to leave a comment. Price action versus moving averages. What do you want to learn more about? Let me know in the comments, and then you will see me in the next video.